Okay. So if I recall right, I think we were holding Shach Sivkot and Lamed Daled, right? And Shin Lamed Gimel, the middle of Sivvav.
Yeah, we left off by Lamedalad.
Yeah.
Okay, so hat man gerät, yeah,
Yeah.
in the case where, let me say,
Yeah.
okay, bei dem Beginn mit Melachten, Shalai Saivet, Kol
Right.
Shes
So we're
Leila,
talking
Perle,
about
Machen,
what was made
Masha,
Sefer
Badei,
Aleihim.
yeah,
Was made Sefer Aleihim.
ad kedei schoren shel yishenim, but not more.
Right. Which like the Shach explained
Lo yelem
how they
moment
double.
tachas yodo is soichel lahashim amelocha ad arboim or chamishim zuz. Is that talking about benoisov to the thing? I'm sorry, I'm being, is that benoisov to the?
Yeah, that's in meaning.
That's a
If
way I took for granted that
if
benoisov to
so
the
so
amount.
here's the situations. If he doesn't, okay, so first of all, like the Ramah makes clear after all of this would seem we're talking about bedover ha'avod she'ein mamin, right?
That's what we loved
Right.
yesterday.
Right.
Yeah, but Shabbat Kesef
So
Kesef,
now,
no?
right?
Okay,
If so David Avod, if it's Shavah Kesef, you made him a monetary damage.
you
You
pay up.
you got to pay what you damaged. But
Right.
now it's not a monetary damage. So now, if you don't have money, anything of his, you can take ad kedei scharam, which like the Smeh and the Shach both explained that ad kedei scharam doesn't mean one time.
Twice.
It means up to double their pay. Yeah, means their pay plus their and plus ad kedei scharam.
It must be how you're saying. I'll tell you why. But the stellt sich a kasha, yeah. Why are you taking away his? Why are you taking away his salary, right? Why you penalize? Make him pay. Ob es retzach, ob es retzach wegen Geld, du hast weggenommen Geld von ihm, du hast gegangen Geld von ihm, du hast geschädigt Geld von ihm, pay up, buddy. There's no was then, like you said, es retzach dort nicht wegen Geld. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So being that we can't, because if we can quantify, so let's quantify.
So when he's saying over here, Yishlam moment tachas yoda, is this all in the clause that he has that at the geschädigt nicht Geld?
Yeah.
All this is
yeah because
is
if it's a thing of Geld, even ein lahem mamin, ein lahem klum tachas yodei. You can go and extract. It's what's it called?
Sell your house. Sell your house. You don't have money.
Yeah. I what's it called? I'm going to go get a judgment against you for the full damages. Here it's a monetary damage. I can show you. I can prove that the monetary damage is $100,000.
Yeah.
That's all $100,000.
Ich habe einen Sohn. Es ist nicht wie ein anderer Sohn. He used to sell sukkahs, luxury sukkahs.
Yeah.
So a Haimish Yid came and took a sukkah, which got $3,000 or $4,000. I didn't pay him. He ran after him for 3 years. Didn't pay him. In a guten Tag, I said to him, "Geh nehm seine Tefillin." I told him, Tati. So we found he knew where he lived because he delivered this, and he knew his car. Taka the Tefillin sind again bald in the free the Tefillin gewend dorten, but es genommen. The guy was anyway, but Bekitzer Maisa, he paid up.
Yeah, see that's the thing is here we're talking about what's right and wrong.
Yeah,
unfortunately, enforcement is a whole different thing. Meaning, even though if he did monetary damage, he's chayiv, like you're saying, he's chayiv, but I don't have anything that's yours.
Yeah.
Go enforce it. If you have, you see, the second you have something tachas yodei, all of a sudden you have leverage. So from that respect, so
we're talking about over here.
But there's two things: there's what the guy is chayiv to you,
Yeah.
And then there's as far as how easy or hard it's going to be for you to collect that.
Okay, so that moment tachas means he has either kesef or shove kesef. No, it's must
Yeah,
sein
and
kesef.
yeah. Whatever it is that you have
Yoda
of
soich
it.
kelehashim
Well,
melocha
meaning according to the Mechaber,
yeah, yeah.
the Rama brings a yesh emrim that davke shetofas kleyum nasam. It's a yesh emrim that Rama brings, but lahalacha, it's
This
what's
is
it called?
this is this is mamish
Mammon.
machloikis. It's not like you know what I'm saying. This
Yeah,
is mamish machloikis.
yeah.
This is not, and this could be an interpretation of the Gemara, which I don't know about. We'll find out soon enough.
Well, yeah. We'll find out when we reach that. What the
Yeah,
and we'll
but this
see
is
also what the
machloikis
what the Shach is.
lehalocha. This is a machloikis lehalocha. It's not like that the
Yeah,
mechaber means to say kliyum nos. No, the mechaber doesn't mean that. The mechaber means
the
cold
Mechaber
cash.
means right, right,
Cold cash.
and the proof is that there's a yesh emrim. The yesh emrim is no only kliyum nasi. It shows even more that the Mechaber is dafka talking whatever property is tachas yodei. You can take it ad arboim chamishim
Of
zuz
course, the
arboim
mechaber does not.
chamishim lav dafka like this message.
Of course, the mechaber does not preclude kliyum nosoi. Anything. Shove kesef. What do wills?
Yeah,
Abim.
yeah, they include also kliyum nasi. But whatever
Okay,
it is,
fine.
yeah.
Okay, להם ממון, לא שנרמב"ם וסמג ומשמע אפילו ממון אחר
Oh,
שאינו
kliyum
כלי
nasi.
von der Loschen der Rambam meint es ist mashma als nicht meint das Momon
Made I feel a moment,
nicht
meaning
nur
anything.
right nicht nur kli noson nur Geld right begin
Yeah,
mashma
so meaning he's saying even money.
yeah, not only
So for sure
it's
kliyum
not
nasi.
only Klium Noson. Klium Noson is first choice. Like
Yeah,
in them, kind of kriegt sich nicht because of the reasons that we gave before.
right.
Because
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying.
Even either we're even in a case where it's not a davar of there's room to say you can take
And
it.
even in a case where he did not perform the Kenyan with we're talking about over
Right.
here.
Even here and
You know,
even right.
it's you know, but Klium Noson seems to be first choice. I think pragmatically, it's a first choice. It's just there, you know.
Yeah,
It's
I think it's kosher ladavar. That's first of all, it's kosher ladavar. B urcha de milsa is it's going to be there to be typhus.
and three, it's so darn expensive that it'll cover the chayv.
Right, and not just that, it's a big leverage because also you're holding his clear. It's not just I'm holding something that's valuable.
You're holding his parnasa.
It's I can't. Yeah, you're holding up his whole parnasa. I can't take another. Meaning, it's funny because the whole logic here
Yeah.
that we've seen throughout. Besides with the exception of a pale because v'lo yavodim lavodim. That's the one
Yeah.
exception. In every other case here, well, the logical train that we've seen is everybody has to be on even ground. So this makes a lot of sense. You're gonna give me a situation davra avud. Very nice. Now I'm
I'll
holding
give you
your kli umnus. I'm putting you in a situation of davra avud now because now you
crazy.
can't work. Your whole
Crazy.
parnas is frozen.
Yeah.
You know.
Sometimes you have to give a person a taste of his own medicine for him to figure
Yeah, and
out.
then right, and that's really bichlal and Choshen Mishpat. That's the train of thought is we're putting on even ground that you're whatever his risks are is your risks are v'chulu.
Okay, lass mich jetzt lernen, ja? Is mashma filu momen acher sheino klium noson וכן משמע בטור שכוסף אם היה ביודו משלהם יוכל לטויפסוי. Oibis is farhan etwas anders, nicht klium nosse.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
אפילו מומן, it's ואם היו ביודו שלהם יוכל לטופסוי וכו'. וכן משמע מדבר ברוך בספר חוכמה שבמרדכי that it could include everything other than anything other than so es hat sich geäußert that the Ramo kriegt sich mit der Baruch, no?
Well, the Yeshem
The Yeshoim and the Ramah, yeah. Well, isn't that the Ramah's
No,
opinion?
right. He's saying mashma afilu mammon.
Yeah, but the
So
Ramah doesn't
here
let
right
you.
now, everybody's holding like the mechaber so far.
Yeah, the Ramah doesn't. So
Well, the Ramah
everybody.
the Ramah brings the yeshemrim.
Yeah, so don't you think that Ramah, when he says V'yeshoimrim, it means that he's arguing, or he's just being stam an opinion?
I think the yeshemrim in the Ramah means he holds means he's just bringing another opinion, but he
Really?
hold. I think
I didn't think that. I thought he was trying to say
I'm
that.
trying to remember this. There's rules for this.
There's Klonim. Okay, lass mich gehen
Yeah.
weiter mit das. Von dem Kasche startet man nicht. Von der Kasche startet man.
There's
Von der
also a difference
Kasche.
between yeshemrim and the yeshemrim,
Yeah, I know that. I know.
and I can't remember what the rule is right now.
I remember that learning it when I was learning here today. No, mit der übergekrossene Sachiamen, so I don't
Yeah,
remember. Okay, you know they say there's a Chasam Sofer that said when you get to Elam Ha'emes of Lange Yoren,
yeah,
it says that they'll tell you that everything you learned in your life, they're gonna they're gonna but most of the stuff you learned, you don't. I mean, I certainly don't remember everything. I know when I learned the other day at Chulin, I went through tons of stuff. The Rosh, the Ran, I did things that huge amount of hours.
yeah,
So this, the Rosh Yosef, I think I finished the whole Rosh Yosef on Chulin on Rashi.
yeah.
So you'll say, did I learn that? Ich habe das gelernt. Okay. But the good thing is that it's gerechnet. Whether you remember it or not, there's a
Yeah,
Chasam
it's
Sofer that says that you'll be reminded that you learn things that you never. That it's trying to speak about the Maila of learning Torah. That
of even right, even if you
it's
think, what's the point? I'm not gonna remember.
yeah, no, that's the lemon
Yeah,
Saibi. They be with the source rechnen for the. So I'm saying I remember the Yeshua, the Yeshua of the Yeshua, and the same thing with the Mechaber. Remember sometimes he says Yesh
yeah,
Mishoimer, Yesh
right,
Mishoimer.
right,
Whenever he
right,
knows there's
right.
something
Yeah,
over
yeah,
there.
yeah,
There's also klonim. He says benoget to lehachmir or lehokel. Like it's a whole song and
yeah,
dance
yeah.
in
There's
this
a whole set
of rules. Okay,
of rules. It's,
let me say.
at some point I should make a flow. Look it up and make a flow chart.
Yeah, it would be very
And
good
like this, you
because
go down the flow chart. You feel?
you know what to say. Yeah, because Malcolm different than Pirish Rashi. Okay, so he said like this: the Alpha Pisha b'Mordechai b'Shem Tshuvas Maharam, this Maharam Rottenberg, I guess, right?
Yeah, Mistama.
Kosov shechavilosoi
That was
davka.
the Mordechai's Rebbe. No, was
That's the Rosh's Rebbe.
the
Maharam
Maram
Rottenberg.
Rottenberg? Oh, I thought it was the
Maharam
Mordechai.
Rottenberg was his Rebbe. Was the
Right,
Rosh's Rebbe. That's for sure. Could be
yeah,
with somebody else's Rebbe. I mean, but the Rosh for sure learned by him because what happened was the Rosh ran away from Germany. Look at the Germans have a track record when it
right,
comes to anti-Semitism. I'm telling you, because they put him in the tower.
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The whole Maisa, and then they didn't want to give him Kvuras Yisrael and this and that. So he said, "I'm getting out of here because I'm next."
Because right,
So
he was right. He didn't want. Yeah, he ran away. They shouldn't do it to him also.
where did he go to? Sunny Spain,
Yeah,
not far from where I lived. He went to and he came to the north. And the Rashba said to him, "We have big rabbis here. We need in the north. Spain is a big country. We need you down south."
right.
And he sent to Toledo, which is not far from Cordoba, which is where
Yeah,
the Rambam had lived there hundreds of years before that.
yeah. You
So
remember we had Toledo and Cordova came up in our
sure,
shop and we were
sure.
talking about the
Yes,
buying the house
I've
in
been
the
to these
city.
places, and it's not far. But I want to tell you one thing: the Rosh's son, Yehuda ben Harosh, the brother of the Tur, brother of Yaakov, he was
Yeah.
burnt at the stake by the in Toledo. Yeah, but
Wow.
the point being that the Rosh was sent by the Rashbon Shlichus down to Toledo.
Right down to south. Yeah.
Yeah, there he went. There he was the Rav there. I think he took over. I think he took, or either he took over the Meir Halevi Abulafia, the what do you call it, the Yad Ramah.
Yeah.
He took over his post, or he took over the post. Uh, no, Rabbi Yoina of Gerondi took over the Yad Rameh, and
Yeah.
the Rosh took over the it took over the what do you call it, Bjorn of Gerondi, something like
Uh-huh.
that. Yeah, Yonah Grundy was a mechuten and the first cousin with Ramban, so he was like a
Oh, that's
contemporary.
the story you said with the
Yeah,
when
yeah,
they had
yeah,
the yeah,
yeah. They had the whole
the
thing. He
naming the
gave.
baby.
Yeah, yeah, you know, by Sfadim, the Shokan Kunzen, dead or alive, the father gets it,
Yeah,
but he
yeah,
conceded this time. The Ramban had derech eretz. וכן פירוש רש"י, מכל מקום נראה דייתם בפירוש רש"י פה זה חבילות ליודוי. אם יש ביודם שלהם הרבה כדרך האומנים המקבלים בהם, trucks are very expensive. מלוכו מבין כלי אומנוס לבייס בעל הבייס עד כלשוינוי.
yeah,
And it would seem from here that from that chavilo, all the equipment, the chavilo is equipment, right? I would
yeah.
say,
So,
which is he said, which is tremendous.
meaning lafuki mamin.
Yeah. So it would seem that, and he goes at it arichas. Look at this. Yesh biyodem shalahem harbe. Why? Kederech haumlim hamekablim aleim melocha mevim kli umna. They being
Right, they set up their
uh,
whole shop there. Basically, it's
well,
all their whole livelihood is sitting there.
they were fixing. One of my sons. They put a bars around it because they didn't want anybody stealing it
Mm.
or playing with it. They have their trucks. They have digging things. They have
Right, whatever they need for the job is there. Yeah.
cement makers. Well, this is money,
Right,
right? So
right.
it's a
The
derech.
equipment on the job is most likely worth more than the job.
Willst du I'm an insurance
Yeah,
broker, and I had to insure. I had to get all that, even though he had insurance of his own, the contractor.
yeah.
I still had to give him
Oh,
some insurance
because
for his
of the place
equipment.
that it's going to be, and it had to be insured for the place.
Yeah, sure. Well, I had to give him builder's insurance, and I had to give him also liability if somebody gets hurt over there.
Right.
But I had to get him some equipment, not the whole thing, but because he had his own insurance. He came with his own insurance. But you know something? I had to see his policy and show it to my insurance company
To
and
see what
see
talk is
what's
covered and
missing.
what's not, and what's yeah,
And this is all because of this, what it says over here,
yeah,
that the things are very
yeah. They're
costly,
expensive. The
very
klumas are
very costly.
expensive.
Yeah, becoming very belocho mevin kli umnus lebeis bal habayis, right? Ad kaleshoines. So we see Alma seemingly says the shach seemingly because we're not going to jump into conclusions over here.
Right, like he said. It's like
Kavanosoi,
lamed zagin.
yeah, kavanosoi the chavilosoi,
Right, the chavilos lav dafke.
lav dafka. So elan pnei shederach lehovi kli umnos and noken chavilosen.
Right, because urcha de milsa is if I'm a contractor and we're working on your building, I'm gonna have my equipment there. Why would I have anything else there? It's not. It would be unusual that I'm leaving my money there. I'm leaving my personal effects there. It would be an unusual thing. So Urcha de Milsa, he's not talking laf, even though at first glance it looks like he's saying laf hukim mamin. Really, he's
There's
not
a
talking laf hukim mamin. It's just Urcha de Milsa is you're not gonna have mum in there. A, you're gonna have your equipment there. And B, stamazay, the equipment will be enough to cover the whole loss, anyways.
and beyond that, three words, a diuk. Im yesh biyodem mishalahem
Right.
nem
Yeah.
von sei und eben nicht nem,
Das ist da nicht noch was zu nehmen.
nem von Mannes du kannst mal kriegen. You
So
can
then,
take
so
from
then
there.
depends. So then depends.
Yeah,
If it's a monetary damage, then you can take from anywhere.
yeah.
If it's a non-monetary damage, you can only take im yesh le mishalohim.
But what does he say over here?
Although the truth is, the shach says no. The shach says
Yeah,
that really
that's what I'm saying. He
he,
can take
he can
from
go
anything.
yotzim mikisa even.
I think that's what he wants to say. He wants
Yeah.
to say that if you look at Rashi, that we're talking about over here.
Meaning even if you don't have the stuff,
That's a
you can
pshat.
bring it
That's a
out of his
pshat.
pocket. Elamai.
Yeah,
Urcha de
look at
Milsa, he's gonna have a
Nagadu
bunch of equipment there.
yeah,
That's the
Agavu Urcha
easiest
de
stuff to
Milsa.
be typhus. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I want
Very
to be
good,
with Dai.
very good.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because
very
he's
good.
telling you if he has, it seems. But one thing I want to tell you, it seems from the notion of Rashi, it will be medak that like the Shach I agree with you that you can take from anything. That you can be medayik. But I want to be medayik something else, and you can tell
Yeah.
me right or wrong. Albeit that it seems that first preference is that, but it seems not. But
Well,
lule
it seems first preference is that as a mitzat practicality, because here it
practicality.
is.
Yeah, exactly. But not because it's first preference al pi halacha. It's not muchrich because that wouldn't
Right.
do everything that we're
Yeah. No,
just
I
saying right
agree.
now.
I agree.
Okay, אלא מפני שדרך האומרים להביא כלי ומנוסן, נוקט חבילוסן, היינו כפירוש רש"י, אם יש ביודו שלהם מחולון, ואני הזדייתי דגמרי ברוך בספר החוכמה, שם הבין רש"י, פירוש רש"י כן, אלא דחוילק, אמה, דפירוש רש"י כלי ומנוסן, דהם כן לא יוכלו לחזור, כיוון שמושך כלי ומנוסן, כדי ספר לכך פירוש שהפקידו ביודו דבר אחר. Will sagen that there's not a hechatimsa of a person who made Mashiach,
Right. You made a picodin already. Then. So then what's
and so
the
so
sayaza? You can be tafis.
yeah. But let me ask
It's
you a
like it's
question.
it's a
It
picodin.
sounds very innocent, and I don't think it's so innocent over here. It can't be such a case. Why? Because in the case like this, he can be choizer. Oh, no, and he's not an honest person. He was choizer, and then
Yeah.
what? So what's the pshat? What's the pshat over here? It must be over here that he's choizer when he made a kinyan. That already takes a different.
Yeah. Because now
Now
you
you're
made
a
you
ganu.
because now
Now
you
you're a
you
ganu.
because now by a kablin only, not by a payil, but by a
Yeah.
kablin, you made your mishabed your kliumnus to the job now. If you did that, so
If
then even if it's not a davar avud,
right, that's what I was getting at
yeah,
because you know what I'm saying, and that's why it says over here. לא יוכל לחזור, שמשה כלים, לא יוכל לחזור כדי אפילו בדובר שאינו עובד.
right,
That's what
right. So what are you coming to be mechadish here? So what's that? There's a penalty by davar avud, and this is also not by davar avud by a kablin.
exactly. That's what I want to be medaic over here. Because
Yeah,
otherwise it sounds, hey, he's not allowed to do it. He's not allowed
right.
to do it. He just did it.
He just did it, right? He's doing
He's
it.
a
Is what we're
crook.
talking here.
You're not a chayid. You're
Yeah,
talking
right.
like a
That
Shulchan
Mizlog, that ship has sailed.
Yeah, it's Moshe Grois. Moshe Grois. I'm here. I do whatever I want.
Yeah,
So then we exercise the maximum penalty, which is
yeah,
basically just take everything away from him.
yeah.
Everything that
As much as is
without
required for this.
yeah, even the case of a dover shein abud. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? That's why we must say, in order for us to, listen,
so
in order for
what we're
us,
trying. He wants to highlight the chiddush here, basically.
he wants to say something which is exclusively
Right,
bedover
right. That here would
ha'abud,
be yeah, and there would be no.
and they're not
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Also darf man lernen, menig,
yeah,
no?
yeah.
לקח פירש שהפקידו ביד הדובר אחר, es muss sein, als רצח דו wegen הפקידו ביד הדובר אחר. לפי אני הזדייתי, דגם רש"י מוידה דהוכה דמשה מהקבלן כלי אומנוס אינו יכול לחזור כלל. In Rashi halt echt. Ja?
Yeah,
Als in a Fall, wenn hat bekabel Kinyan gewen, right? Kli umnus enu yochel lachzor klar beshum momoin. כמו שעושים, צו קודם דם ומיידי הוכן כשהן חויזרין בעל כורחן של הבעל הבייס, ואין ביד הבייס לקויפון, וואו, נבח. And he's totally defenseless.
right.
כגון שאין כאן בסדין,
Oh, so right.
אוי שאינם צייתם דין, the crooks,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
They're refusing
אינם
to
דמיירה
listen
אפילו
to the patient.
בפויל. Wow.
Right. So here, right. So he's saying no. Right. There's another chiddush over there. Right over there, that you can take his kliumnus because he made a kinyan. That's a kablin. But here, afilu a pale.
But he says over here that he doesn't have
Right.
any leverage.
What he's doing is he's explaining
What?
why
Yeah,
Rashi, why
yeah.
he's explaining why the Mordechai has a problem with Rashi's with wording.
Well, what's the pshat?
Sorry,
He has no.
not the Mordechai, the Baruch. Why the Baruch had a
But
problem?
what does it mean? He has no leverage against him, and then what? He doesn't
Oh,
have.
so meaning that in the case over there where we're saying that because of the Kenyan he can be tafis the kli umnus.
Yeah,
It's not he can just stand be tafis the kli umnus. That's so. There's two ways you can answer up Rashi, right? This is the Baruch's problem. Is wait a second. So he can be tafis the kli umnus. That you can do there also. So how you should. So what are you differentiating here? So he's
yeah,
giving he's giving a possible answer to why Rashi talk is okay with his lashon.
yeah.
Either you could say that over there we're talking in a case only when there's no besdin or he's not listening to besdin. Here you're talking about straight out.
And then in the case where there's no Bezdin or the guy doesn't listen to
Then
Bezdin,
over there, then
or
in
one
Sif
second,
Aleph, he can be by not avud. He can be typhus in that case, right? That's different than here.
but he
Here
doesn't
he
have.
can straight up be typhus.
He doesn't have to be. He's not able to be typhus over there. He doesn't have
Right,
anything on his head.
unless there's no best and the guy's not listening, then you're typhus to Pekadin. Here, right, by Davara Avud, you can without even going to the best, and you just typhus his stuff. Let him take you to Besdin.
Vielen Dank. Die Gam Rashi moide hege de Moshe me hakablen. Davka kablen also.
Yeah, because he's talking about in Sif Aleph. In Sif Aleph, the Mashiach only applies to a
Yeah,
kabbalah.
de mekablen kli umnes. Eno yochel lachzoi klal beshum momoi. Right?
Right.
And what about if he didn't do Mashiach?
Why? Because you made it you made a kinyan on the thing.
No, what about if he didn't make
You didn't make a kinyan.
Mashiach?
It's not as strong. Remember that was right in the end of Sif Aleph.
But something he has to pay, I think, no?
Yeah, right in the end of Sif Aleph, meaning he
I
has a
think
lot more leverage. If the
it's
guy made a
something
kinyan,
epis
if he
muss
made a
jebat
kinyan, he
zollen.
has a lot more leverage.
Ich meine, muss epis jebat zollen when there's no kinyan.
Well, he has when there's no kinyan, he has then he's yodei al tachtaina, but he can't be typhus to things.
Right, he can be. So over there,
because there's no
that's talking
because
about
the kliyumnus is not
but
b'reshusei.
over there it's not talking about Dover. That's about Dover Sheno.
No shayni avud.
1 second, let me just
So
note something.
one difference is going to be that over there he's saying that maybe Rashi he doesn't mind using kli malachta here because it's a different situation of being tevis kli malachta. Because there being tevis kli malachta is only would be only in a case where there's no besdin or they're not listening to besdin. Where here
But
he can be
over
tevis
there,
outright by insifalev by
Dover
davar
Sheno Avod Rak im.
right, he's giving an eitzah he's giving an eitzah to why Rashi is okay with using the term kliumnus.
So it said the Rashi made in the Heicha the Moshe were kabel kli umnus enu yochel lachzoi klal b'shum momen.
Yeah.
Umayri hocha means where in our case or over there or hosam.
I guess here.
Umayri hocha kishem choizim bal korchom shel abalabayis. Wenn biad abalabayis lekoifon. Gegoin shen kan bezin oshen tzaitzim den.
Right, that even without a bestin, he can be typhus. He can be typhus outright.
Inam by the field of poil.
Right. Additionally, there's another distinction between Rashi's case there of kli umnus and here. There, it's not by a poil; it's only by a kablan. Whereas here, even by a poil, you can take his kli umnus. So he's showing because
I'm sorry, I'm having a little difficulty in.
Let's first frame well what he's trying to answer here with these two eitzes.
Yeah.
He's trying to answer the problem that Reb Baruch has with Rashi.
Yeah.
That based on the lashon you're using, you're not drawing, and there's no distinction between here and Sif Aleph. So the Shach is trying to give answers of no, even if really Rashi is made by all this. And what's the distinct? But he's not worried about using the same lashon. Why? Because there are two distinctions, Take. One distinction is that over here he can be tafis without even a bezdin, if there's no bezdin or the bezdin is not listening, or the guy's not listening to bezdin, which is not there. And additionally, here it's not. We could say also here it's not just there. It's only kablin and not a payil, but here it's a payil also. So we see this taka distinction between here and there, and that's why Rashi doesn't mind using the same lashon.
What did he say over here? Lutzais ledin, or he doesn't have. What's that about?
That's if that he can be tafis without if the guy's not listening,
Here or there?
or there's no bezdin, he can be tafis without a bezdin. Here he can be tafis without a bezdin, and they're not. So that's one distinction between the
Over
kli
there
umnus
means
there and
what?
kli umnus here.
In a case.
In a case of David Avud, he can be tafis without a bezdin if there's no bezdin or he's not. Or the
Yeah,
guy's
but
not.
what was the question originally? The question is even what? Even
The, the,
even
the, the question from Reb Baruch is you're using the term kli umnus there and you're using the term kli umnus here. What's
what's the difference?
what's the difference? What's your chiddush
Right.
here?
So
So
what? So what?
because
So over
so it's
there.
answering up that what he's saying kli umnus there and what he's saying kli umnus here is two different things.
Yeah,
It's
right.
either there's kli umnus involved, but it's a very different situation. Why? Because here he can be tafis on a bezdin, and they're
And over
not.
there, Mita
Here
Bezdin.
it includes even a pale. They're not. So we
Over
see
there,
there is a
Mita
distinction.
Bezdin. Over there, Mita Bezdin, do on a Bezdin.
I feel on. It's mashma from his lashon that if there's a bezdin and the guy will listen to a bezdin, then that's the proper way to do it. Aber this is da bezdin, or he's not listening to the bezdin, then you tafis outright.
But that would apply over there too. That's what I don't understand.
Over there, apparently Rasha would hold. He's implying Rasha would hold not.
So what
He's
you should say
implying that
would not
Rasha
be.
would hold that the eye you have is what's it called, but you have to but you have to take in front of you can't just be tafis outright like that.
Well, he can hold on to it until the guy surrenders. I think what he's trying to say is over there.
Maybe he could hold on to it, but he can't just go here. He can just go sell it.
Either way, he doesn't have to give it to him. That's for sure, and he won't
Right,
give
but
it.
no, but here he can just go and sell it.
In
Meaning
that case over there,
over there he can hold it and say,
he's
listen,
going to take.
listen, you want your item, you want your pekadin back.
Pay up,
Go
pay up.
so let's go in front of a bezdin. Until then, I'm not giving you your pekadin back.
It's more likely that over there the Kablan is going to take the Balabos to Bezdin to get his stuff back.
To get his stuff back. He wants his stuff back.
Here, he doesn't have to agree to go to Bezdin. That's a pshat. Over there, they have to settle in Bezdin.
Right.
He's not going to walk away, right? I mean, if he walks away, he can say bye-bye, Charlie. But if the guy said, give me my stuff back, I said, I'm not giving you anything. You want your stuff? Let's go to Bezdin. They go to Bezdin and Aledict.
Right.
Over
here, he's just taking his stuff and selling it.
There's no Bezdin over here. Finish.
Right. He's just taking the stuff and selling it. Now he's saying that you should go to Bezdin. But let's see the guy doesn't. But if the guy doesn't want to go to Bezdin to settle this, I'm just selling your stuff, buddy. No problem. Don't go to Bezdin. I'm selling your stuff.
And over there, does he have to go to Bezdin also?
But he can't. But I don't think he can just sell the stuff. He can't just sell the guy's pekadin. He can hold on to it and force the guy to go to Bezdin.
What should he do if he doesn't want to go?
Then you have his stuff.
Ich meen, give me a minute.
But I also think there's going to be a farshim on this shock because
There has to be.
yeah,
It begs for
for
what
further clarification.
for
Yeah,
clarification. You know what I'm saying?
right. Not the thing in Gans. This one phrase.
You
This one
think there's a
thing of
difference?
this
Do you
one
think that,
thing of Umayri Hacha Kishahin Mechizin Bal Karkshal Bal Bayis Vein Biel Tzekrefen Kegain Shein Kam Besen Hashem Tzesem Din Kai Gavne.
I'm just under the impression
One
that
second.
there has something to do maybe with
Let me see something.
Moshach Yodoi or not.
1 second. I want to see something here. Um, Here, go back to Shach Sifkot and Dalid because that's where he points us to, and that's what's
Shach Steve Cotton Dollar back.
yeah, all the way back on Sif Aleph.
Definitely could die to
And
see
he's
it.
pointing and he's pointing us to there right here. What's it called?
Steve Cotton
Well, he
Dollar.
says because this whole right. He said because here he says Lafiani is daiti gam Rashi made the hech the mosh mekabel kli umnus ein yochel lachser klal b'shum mamin ukema shalamadnu sifkot dalid.
Mihu Yochalak Kirum Noso Itzorch Ledina Iyun. Denimuke Yosef Perek Hazohov Loi Kosov Kach Elo Das Harashba.
Wait, where are we now?
He says this is the Shach Hey, no? Or Dalit.
Dalid.
Okay, Velo Apoel Kosov Mogen Abram Mariach Beperek Umnim the Bedivrei Rabbeinu Tam Mash V'de Gamre Lo Yochel Lachze B'Shum Momen. Velo Apoel, yeah. V'omer Shosa Boy Meiset. Meiset means to sagen a Kinyan.
Yeah,
Shosa Meiset meint a Kinyan.
yeah. Meaning he's talking about the Mashiachas Kli
Mashiach,
Malacha.
that's it.
Yeah,
ושם אף על פי שהיסחי במלוכה לא חושב קניין אלא במשיחה או קניין סודו. עד כאן לשנה. He says like this. You want to be magdir, what do you call it, you want to be magdir, the halacha, you'll tell me, you know something? You can't be choizer if you did Maisa Kinyan.
right.
Okay, hold on a second. So,
And we also learned that you can't be chaser once you started Malacha.
one second. So it says like this. Vos made Maisa Kinyan. Maisa Kinyan, Maisa Suda, all the fancy kinyonim that we learned that's not a shaila. Wes mir fragen, Tome, schon ungeheuben zu
Right,
arbeiten.
das ist eigentlich da Kinyan,
Was
yeah.
heißt eigentlich Kinyan? Sagt er nein.
Right.
Das heißt, ich kann Kinyan.
Right. Yeah, no, but Dav the Kenyan meant a proper Kenyan.
That's you see, he's very subtle. Very, very, very terse and very subtle. Sagt Shema, efshe will sagen, אף על פי שהיסו במלוכה לחושב קניין, אלו במשיחה או קניין סודה קדשונה. I'll tell you where he's coming from, because if you learn Bava Basra, with a minimal amount, you can perform a chazaka in the field just by getting a shovel and making a little ditch on the field.
Doing some action.
Some action. That's his maschil that's maschil
That's his malacha, yeah.
Efshe do eichet, Dr. Nein. Efshe dort and yeah, do nicht.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Rotsam dafür gab dem his bemeloche Jochen Lachzot boy ve yodel atachtoino. Kedis beshat.
Right, like we know that's a kablin. A kablan by
right?
David
A
She'ena Avad,
kablan,
Yochel Lachzer by
yeah, yeah.
Elamai,
So
Yodi
that's
ala
so a
Tachteina.
kablan. If he did a minimal amount, he could be choizer. But Yodel Tachtoina. If he did meiste Kinyan, kann in Ganzen nicht tun. Kann in
Right,
Ganzen nicht choizer sein.
right,
You understand what I'm saying?
right.
Ule
Hacha
kamot
Lema
igdal.
Hacha, where he made a Kenyan, Lema Hani. Afilu im
Ochon
Yirtzel
loy
Liyas Yodi
mehani
ala
afilu.
Tachteina.
Weißt du für was? Afilu is great zu bezahlen. Weil Yodel Tachtoina. Wie bald hat getan.
Right,
Am
well,
meiste
right,
Kinyan
as
Mamesh.
Macha Kenyan.
Sie wurde mir nicht geholfen. Als er
Right,
sagt.
yeah,
אבל הוכו, כיוון שמושך הכלי, אוי היקנה בקניין סודר, לא ימהני שום מומן בצורך לעשות את המלוכו, אם ירצה הבעל הבית. וכן משמע להדיא בדברי רבינו ברוך בספר החוכמה, שהביא המות בפרק האומנין, גם שבוס חבילוסו ליודוי, דמשיך אז כלי האומנוס, אין הפועל יוכל לעזר בוי, it's mashma poelechet. No, it's not
no, I
problem.
it's confusing when he says that, but here he's talking about
Wrote Elias, so remember
right.
that's a
But
lotion of
here
his.
when he says payil, he doesn't mean
Here,
he
yeah,
doesn't mean a
yeah.
sleeve. He
No,
means
but that's not
he
his
means a
lotion.
goblin. Yeah,
That's not the lotion of the shach. That's the lotion of
yeah,
the. So I don't put it. I don't. You can be medayik. Verstehst? Kannst du nicht
yeah,
medayik sein von der Sache.
yeah.
Verstehst? שבדו באומני, גם שבדו בלא זה יודו, את המשיך, אז כלי האומנס, אין הפועל יוכל להחזר, בו אפילו לא רוצה להיות, here, just to define this, one second. So we're talking over here, so we're saying something, a cloud, it's a very, very important shach that we're learning now. I'll tell you why. Because it's consequential in our case over here.
Yeah.
Nekoit klal biyodcha. We have here a very important klal that wants that I'll word like this, that by a kablan, yeah?
Yeah.
A kablan is yodel tachtena.
Yeah.
Holzman hat nicht gemacht, kann Kinyan, ist jemals kenner Häuser sein.
Yeah.
Kennt sich
Right.
zurückziehen.
Yeah. Yochel. Right. Not just yodel. Not the Elamai yodel tachtaina. Aber yochel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meaning mutter leilachzer.
The moment, was tut hat Kinyan, meiste Kinyan,
That's
will
it.
Häuser sein. Will unternehmen auf sich.
Yeah, listen, I'll go yodel. I'll go yodel tachtaina.
I'll do whatever you want. Just let me go.
Right. No. You made a kinyan.
Right. Und jetzt, also, lass mich Magdir sein. Und das, was meint der Kinyan? Am meisten Kinyan Mamisch jemalt.
Right. Mamisch not das Cholos Meloche.
Aber Tome, tut Kolschuh, meiste Kolschuh, kann je Häuser sein.
Yeah.
Very important.
Yeah.
Okay, we know this now. Now let's go back.
So now going back to here.
Let's go back to where we started.
So now we can understand Rabbeinu Baruch's question on why he doesn't like Rashi using. He doesn't like that he uses the case of Kliumnus. Because like he says, over there in Sif Aleph, by David Sha'enav Avid, we already said that a Kablin ain't the Yochel baby Shumamin. So what are you coming to be Mechadish here that he can take his Kliumnus?
Gonna be good to Tom. Okay, so it's Azoi. Is okay, do you mind if I did the shach again, because it's just too much information for me to process?
Like that. I think it's better now that we learned that shach. Now let's learn this.
You know what I'm saying?
We were learning it before without a full tool case.
In view of the Tanya that we've learned this week, which talks about Hashpala and all that, I want to be mashmi myself in front of a Hasidic Yid. In front of you. If I was worth my token, I should have remembered that shach. Aber leider, ich bin ein schwacher Mensch.
No, but I'll tell you what the problem is also. The problem is, even if you remember that shach is standalone.
I'll tell you why
you're not realizing he's going to be making that bridge later.
I'll tell you why. I tell you, even I remembered it. I wouldn't have associated over here because over there it's not Bedover Ha'avud. Over here it's Bedover Ha'avud.
Right, and we didn't even talk about David Ovid back then yet.
Yeah. So for me, when I finish learning all that, I say that's Bedover Sheinov. Jetzt wird mir eine
Fine,
neue
right
Sache.
now let's put that box away and let's unpack a new box.
So it just goes on to show that this is like mit halten Kopf because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
this it's backwards and forwards. Okay. Lass mich lernen Kopf Aleph noch einmal, yeah?
Lamed Daled.
Sorry, I beg your pardon. Lamed Dalet. Okay, lass mich lernen jetzt. Okay. Okay. Tachas Yode, er muss geben de Geld, was ist Tachas Yodoi, solche Hashem Meloche, ja?
Yeah,
הוא לא שנה רמב"ם וסמג ומה שאפילו מומנחר שאינו כלי ומנוסן. אז מרד wegen Geld, Geld poste in der Aussprache von Geld ist postet Geld, nicht kli
yeah.
umnossen.
Any all valuables.
All value. In other words, what the Shach wants to say is the words of the Rambam we want to extend into not only the words of the Gemara that talks over there about Kli Umnus, right?
Right.
It's to be understood not only literally as machinery, but
Right.
actually cold cash also.
Yeah.
And I think
And meaning
I don't want to split
meaning
hairs.
what he's doing, the Shach is adding the word afilu. So when he say v'im yesh lahem mamin, he's putting in v'im yesh lahem afilu mamin, meaning up to and including mamish money and including
Of
everything, all other valuables.
Maman Ached Sheino Kli Umnos.
Yeah.
Now, this begs explanation because you could learn it in two ways. You could learn it that in a case where you don't have Kliumnus, I'll let you use money.
Right.
Or I could say you can use money the same as Kliumnus. Do whatever you
Right.
want.
So this I think he clarifies that it's the same here in this case.
Well,
Why? And why? Because he says, and why kli umnus? Because stamazay, you get what are you going to have is kli umnus. That's urcha
oh,
the mil says you'll have is kli umnus.
Ulcha de Milsa.
Yeah.
You shouldn't say there's a preference for any
Right.
Lomdische
Right. It
reason.
just so happens to be that usually that's going to be the easiest thing to be typhus.
A devil's advocate. Lechoira, I might have thought that Klumnus is preferable. Not only on the pragmatic
I mean, I'll tell you that
level.
I don't know about la loch. It's preferable. It's certainly preferable for the balabas because if you have his kli umnus and he can't work, it's a bigger leverage than just I have your money.
I don't think that the Rambam was talking on a pragmatic level. I think he was talking on a fruma level.
Yeah.
I mean to say, don't think that the way I'm learning it, I could be wrong. I mean, I have to look at the Noisekelim. Also, the Rambam says it's said like this: that from the words of the Rambam, you shouldn't just restrict yourself by mourning just the equipment, right?
Yeah.
Because of its association to the Kenyan. That's the way I would have learned it. I could be wrong. I mean, I have to look at the Rambam. Yeah, there's a Rambam we could look at, and but you can use Mammon too, right? Like you said, equally.
Yeah.
Now let's talk. Let's talk this out. Was meint und das meint das mit Yod Shalahem.
Right. The tour doesn't the tour doesn't say mumming. You see, in the tour,
Anything.
he just includes everything in one lump. He
One
says,
second.
period. If
One
you have
second.
anything of theirs.
One second. let me do this. My apologies, Rabbi.
Yeah. No problem.
Okay, so let me get learning. I don't think I'll be able to do more than this than Lamed Dalet today because
Fine. Listen.
unfortunately,
That's good. Let's finish this.
Ober,
Yeah, listen. If we'll finish La Medalid, because these are klolim in here. If we'll
this
finish
is
La Medalid
tremendous.
and have a decent grasp on it, that'll be a very worthy chunk to do another.
I'm trying to finish a page. Let's try and finish a page, and like
All
this,
right.
we're
Let's
by
see what we got.
Zion. By the way, it's my hope that before I see you next time, I want to glean through the Noitze Kalim the because just to give it a little more meat and potatoes over here.
Yeah, and I think the Nesivis has some nice
Yeah, yeah, it's good stuff over here. By the
some
way,
very good stuff in here. And yeah,
I have a Nesivus at home, a very beautiful Nesivus with a stick of biur. I've already used it a few times. And I have a Ketsois, a very nice Ketsois, also with a beer
yeah,
at the bottom. Which, and by the way, it explains very well. It's not like confuses you more than you started. If you know what you're
right.
talking about, it gives you nice,
Yeah.
tidbits here and there. Okay, let's get serious over here.
Right. So we see that Rambam uses mumming, but it's clear that from that he means afilu mumming, but not la fuke kli malachton, but even not just kli malachton and money and anything else.
Yeah.
Right. And the Tur uses a different lashon, but it's mashma the same thing. Because he uses the lashon in mahoya biyodim mishalohem, which is mashma anything mishalohem. Right, the Chain Mashma Medivir Baruch, the Sefer Chach, Moshe Mordechai.
I'm having a problem with okay. Begin maar met die Baruch. Met de Mordechai. Is this a Baruch that we just learned right now, or what?
Yeah.
That what? That he's allowed to eat tefes, right? Im hoyu biyod
Yeah,
mishalahem.
according to the Baruch, this is the same Baruch that doesn't like that Rashi is using chavila the term chavila liyadi, and the Shach is going to find and for really Rashi also holds like that
Why?
Rabbeinu
What's his problem with Rashi saying chavila? What's the problem? Because it doesn't
because
have to
like
be
you see in the
chavila.
Rambam, you see how like look at how the Rambam the Tur they used a wording that is clear that it's different than that it's different than
Let me my dear fragen a shaila. When he says chavila, are we talking about clear umnus? Because that's the way I understood it.
so yeah, and that's why Baruch has a problem with Rashi, and indeed the Maram who's the Yesh Emrim, which is not we don't follow the halacha the Yesh Emrim, but Maram who's the Yesh Emrim that only Kli Umnus, he also uses the term Chavila, and he means Chavila Davka Kli Umnus. The Shach is going to say that the Rashi Taki he's using the term Kli Umnus, but he doesn't mean it the same way.
Okay, so then
Rashi again, like he answered.
Okay,
Rashi is using it because
hold on a
the
second.
Milsa, and that's why he's using that. But really, Rashi would agree, would hold not like the Maram, and really Rashi would agree with Rambam and Smag and the Tur and the Rebbeinu Baruch. Really, Rashi holds that way also.
That you can use cash also.
That you can, yeah, Taifis Mishalahem, yeah, and
Okay, ואף
anything.
על פי שבמרדכי בשם תשובס מהר"ם, כוסו שחבילוסוי דווקא אבס מירטיינן. אז du willst sagen, du willst einführen, als Rashi halt, als Koldover, ja? Werde ich dich zurückempfern, als es voran als solches, ja? Was
Yeah,
halten Davka Chabila.
yeah. V'chein Pirish Rashi, and Rashi used the same.
And
Also used the word Chavila.
so it's possible that Rashi holds like that shit. In other words, hold on
Right.
a second.
Yeah, yeah,
What so
yeah.
so
That's from the push the pshat of how you read of how you would read Rashi. It would
yeah.
seem like he is holding what the Maharam holds.
Yeah. And
In
why
in, in,
is
in,
it,
in, in, fa- in fact, maybe that's where the Maharam is getting it from.
oh, that's what I'm talking. That he's not like a Machadish. He's not a loner. There are people who are like that. But
Right.
you get
He's look. It's a state Klon and Rashi. Now the Shas gonna say no. You can read Rashi differently.
yeah.
You could read it that even Rashi agrees
Yeah,
here.
yeah, you know what?
But the Maram clearly held that no, that's what Rashi holds.
I'm going to tell you a stickel bit in the middle of all this, but schon gehört am andere halten das so euchet,
Yeah,
Somebody came to me, a big tainer. He said to me, "Why do we don't say Or Chodesh Toir Al Tzion
yeah,
by Yotzar Meoides?" I
yeah,
said, "Why we don't say Ki Kel Melech Kodesh Ato? We say Ato Kodesh or Kodesh Deisha B'Chol V'Selo." As but schon gesehen Groise Yidden. So who? He says the Sfadim. No Sfadi says Ki Kel Melech Kodesh Ato. No Sfadi says. Or they
right,
say
right. This is right. If you're saying something Chabad does, but this is Nusach Svad.
And by the way, it was a Pri Eitz Chaim that says that you shouldn't say Ki Kel Melechot Kol Shoto. The Arizal says you should take all that out.
Right.
That's by the way. That's why in the Berditch of a Siddur, it's not there. It's like us. It's the Berditch. So even though the Berditch will argue with the Alter Rebbe to get to Beshamru, Kemaisa Hayadua,
Yeah, yeah,
But I'm
yeah.
saying, so the point of it, trying to bring over here is that man schon gesehen ehrliche Jiden, was halten das so. You know what I'm saying? It's not like
Right.
he's not the
not,
Das
not, not,
Yochid.
not, 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 not only that. If we're gonna read Rashi, Gipshute, the simplest way of touching up Rashi is like the Maram reads it.
Can I ask you a question? Who says Venir Lefian is Daiti Shagam Rashi, Das Rashi came?
The Shach.
He says it,
This
huh?
is the Shach saying it.
Is
Yeah.
he's saying this or is he quoting?
No, this is what do you call it?
Okay,
This is the Shach saying.
that's what he holds. Halt, as Rashi bemes halt, ואף על פי שמרדכי בשם תשובס מהר"ם כושר בתחילת דרכין פירוש רש"י,
Right, meaning
and
not only that, the Maram saying it. Where is he getting it from? He's getting it from Rashi.
בשם תשובס מהר"ם כושר שחבילו עושה דווקא וכן פירוש רש"י. No, he's backing himself with Rashi.
He's backing.
He himself is saying this.
He's back. No, but he's backing the Maram with Rashi. And meaning, and even though we see in the Mordechai that the Jewish Maram holds this, and not only we see that the Jewish Maram holds this, he has what to rely on because Rashi says it the same way. Meaning, McKenna talking that the Jewish Maram is well founded. But even so, I feel that that Rashi should be read differently than the Maram says.
Is this still the Maram talking?
No, now it's the Shach saying.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Okay, now it makes sense.
Yeah.
He's saying that even though the Mordcha says B'Shem Tuas Maharam, that's talking about Chavilosei Davka B'Chein Pirush Rashi.
Yeah, so he has feet to stand on.
Himself, not the Shach is saying B'Chein Pirush Rashi. Because he's saying Bechen Pirush Rashi, because otherwise it's defeating his own thing. He's trying to understand.
Right. No, he's right. well, he's saying, and so too is the Poshet Pshat in Rashi.
That's what you want to say?
Yeah.
I thought he said that he's defending himself.
No. This is the Shach. The Shach is saying that even though we see in the Mordechai B'Shem Maram, and not just we see that, but he has feet to stand on. Because v'chein Pirush Rashi, mikol makim nilfian is daiti. However, I feel that's not what Rashi actually holds.
The Birushashi boss Chaviloso, Bechem Birushashi, and he's using it like he's using
He's using
Rashi.
like to back the Maram.
Right. Mikomoko, im Niederfilas Daiti mit the Birushashi boss Chaviloso Yodoi, im Gen Yesh Biyom Mishalahem Harbe, Kederecha Omnim, Mekablim Aleihem Melocho, Mevim Kli Omnus, the base Balhabayis, at Kaleshene. Alma Kavanosa de Sorry, excuse me. Alma Kavanosa de Chaviloso Lav Davka, because he says, Im Yesh Biyodoi, Eib Nicht, kennst damit etwas anders.
Yeah.
Because since he's saying that it happens to be, that's a scenario over here.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
it's Aruch the Milsa. The Rashi is just saying because that's the usual thing. He's talking Aruch the Milsa.
Weiter.
Yeah.
Okay, אלא מפני שדרך אומרים להביא כלי אומנס, בדרש רש"י, אם יש ביודו משלהן, והיינו, בדרש רש"י, אם יש בהם, so we can einsetzen Rashi.
Right, that really Rashi is just using Aruch the Milsa. But we see that really Rashi holds Mishalahan just like the Lach Mishalahan.
ולפי אני הסדרתי לגמרי, ברוך בספר החוכמה, שומעים רש"י, פירוש רש"י כן, אז רש"י מתיר zu nutzen Geld סתם,
Yeah.
Sí,
אלא
perfecto.
דחוילק.
Pasa la cosa, este es de carne.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, no problem.
Hello? Yes? Weiter.
Yeah.
כדי לקח פירוש שהפקידו ביודוי דבר אחר. So אלא מפני שדרך, okay, we said, אלא כל הזמן פירוש, אלא דחוילק עמוד, what are you saying here? ברוך בספר החוכמה שומעים פירוש רש"י כן. אלא דחוילק עמד פירוש רש"י כלי ומנוסון, דאם כן לא יוכל לחזור. So he says conceptually he agrees with Rashi that anything could be used.
Yeah, but
a technical issue. He has issue with Rashi.
Yeah, he has a yeah.
Because if he did a Meiser Kinyan, he's not be able to be Chazer.
Right.
This is the Baruch that gave us this is the part that gave us a run for our money. We need to bedaftos verstehen. אלו דחוילק עמוד בפירוש רש"י כלי ומנוס, דאם כן לא יוכל לחז בו, הוא יכול למנוס גאל. וכדי לסעיף א', we're talking about even by a...
Even דבר שאיני עבוד. Even דבר שאיני עבוד, you already can't be chazer.
אפילו בדבר אינו יוכל לחזר בו. אינו
יוכל לחזר klal b'shum mamin, like we learned in the shop before.
Nothing for no one in the world.
Yeah.
לכן פירוש שהפקידו ביודו דבר אחר. But then, or the mefarish given, It was mafkiv dover acher. What means dover acher? He gave him something not
Some
kli
other valuable, that's not a kli malacha.
which seems to indicate that more than that there was no kinyan either. Not just kli
Right, because if there's
melocha is
because if there's a
synonymous
kinyan
with
in Yochel
yeah, kli melocha is synonymous with ma'aser kinyan. I think. I mean, at least the way
he's talking about Meshichas kli malacha over there.
Yeah, he's not talking about stam,
Over there, right?
So it says afilu kliache the whole night because he says the whole thing is
right, and that's their Baruch's problem with it. Their Baruch's problem is says
because
if he made a kinyan, then I don't care if it's a davar avud or not.
So kli melocha, ich kommt schon
Right, you made Meshichas, gemacht a kinyan.
He can't back out of that. I think he's saying if you're over on a kinyan, then we can play dirty. We'll play dirty with you.
Right. So in that case, so what's the difference? Meaning in that case, if there's a kinyan, then it's there's no so who cares if it was davar she'avud the davar she'eni avud? He made a kinyan and yochel achzer bay. Period.
Yeah. There's nothing you could do, right?
Right. So Rashi. So to you, Rashi, what's the difference here and there?
Right. There's no difference between. Right. Very good. So that's why.
Now the Shach's going to answer that no. According to Rashi, you could say there's taka differences.
The gam Rashi moide degen de moshe je bekabel kli omnes enu yocher lachzor klal b'shum moment.
Yeah.
So that's the
case. So what's the difference here? If he holds there also like this, so what's the difference here? Is mighty hochshem chizim bal kol
du verstehst nicht. Will mechadish sein da. Rashi will mechadish sein afal as he wants to bring you a chiddush by a case where he made Mashiach, right? Listen to this. He wants to include this case that he did a Umaydi Shehem Chezim Bal Kochach Shebalabos Ve'ein Biyada Balabos the Kefon. He has more authority.
Meaning I take Eina Yochel Lachzer by, but he is being Chezir Taki.
He is, and Rashi he loy zu avzu ketani. He's teaching you a chiddush because from the others you don't have that chiddush.
Right.
The others
so
you don't have.
Rash is dafke using that lashon because he wants to show you something.
They want to show you. That's the way. Azoyland bedop pshat. You know, Mendel, du nimmst mir Arois von Kalem. Aber bedaf. I want you to do a critique on what I'm saying. If you don't like it, tell me.
No, this makes sense. And that not only that, we know, and certainly also we've learned the Kutisichis. We know from Rashi that Rashi's wording, he's never saying stam. He's not just Rashi doesn't waste words. He's teaching you something.
The Rebbe was like Rebbe Kiva.
Yeah, from one Rashi Talitilim.
Mamish, you have no idea what he used to do there. I wish I understood. By the Fabring, I understood the kashas, but the tirutzim.
It's okay. You're already ahead of most of us.
The kash was pretty verständlich. The answers were very hard. I mean, because what he did, I understood when he said the Maram nicht, and the Mizrahi nicht, and he went through the whole. Every possibility which was printed was, but the kashas we understood. But this is it drove the message,
Yeah.
Right.
Right, so that's one. No, so Kahai Gavna, that's one thing. There's another thing he's teaching us. That over there, it's only by a kablin.
Over here, even by a poil.
It's going to be a poil also. You're going to take his things.
This is, and that's a chiddush over here.
Right over there, it's only by a kablin. You can't take the what do you call it? The things on from
Yeah.
you can't take here even a pale you can be able to take. Why? Because a davar avud. Now the pale's
Mihu,
gonna lose his
Haram
pants too.
במרדכי שומחוילק פירלי דחבילוסון דווקא, והוא ישם שכוסו הרב.
Yeah, that's the yeshemrim that's in the Ramah. The yeshemrim hod the
וידעתי
sefer alein
יוחיד
avram
הוא
mizuz.
כנגד
I
כל
know dafke
הניזמות.
shetavas klium nasam. That's the yeshemrim that
ויהו
no,
ברם
it
מרדכי
really means
חוילק
chavila.
שם, ותפילה דחבילוסון דווקא. It's mashma the Shach holds that that you could do everything, not
Yeah,
only
yeah, he doesn't hold by this yeshemrim.
it doesn't help by the Yeshemim.
And I believe in the next couple of ones he's gonna say it beferish.
I'm gonna go Mesiras Nefesh now. I don't know. I'm not gonna force you. Do you want
Well,
to finish?
let's go at least a couple more because
You don't want to finish till Mem?
what you were just saying, what you
Yeah.
and Mami's just saying, he's clarifying here. I think very very well.
Okay. Ad Mem Begimel Zuz Kshur
No, wait.
Kederek
First
Balabatim.
he says it here already. V'hu ayeshem shekosav arav ulefi ani uzdaiti yochid hu neged kol hani
Yeah. Klo. That the Mordechai, right? It's the Mordechai who says this.
It's the Maharam in the Mordechai. It's the Maharam. The Mordechai himself doesn't hold like that. He doesn't hold like the Maharam. It's the Maharam. No. The Mordechai brings the Maharam.
Because I lule that I would be magia in my Shulchan Aruch instead of saying Mordechai Perek Hanal.
Oh no! You know what? I think you're right because Afal Pisha b'Mordechai b'Shem Chuvas Maram Kosav Chavilosi Davke. So I think you're right. I think the Mordechai
because he says look inside
he holds
the
that way
Ramah.
b'Shem Hamaram, but it seems the Mordechai holds that way.
But look, because otherwise look at the Ramah itself. It's a Davke Shetov.
Right, Mordechai Perek Hanal. Yeah, he says
it's a Mordechai Perek Hanal. You know what I'm saying? So that's what. Okay, so the kids.
But the Shach is saying the Fiani's died. The Yochidu Nagid Kolani Rabusa. It's a Das Yochid, and it's not. We don't follow it.
Okay, let
me say it again shortly.
Lamed Ad Mem Begimel Zuz Benun Zuz.
Yeah.
Kishur Derech Balabatim Liskor Le'es Atzorich LeMelachton Sheloi Toivad. You don't have to go like bananas, and you charge them what's reasonable.
Right.
Shiur Mem Nun Lav Davko. Very good. Elo Hakol Lefia Inyan.
Right.
You know what?
So it's
but you know why it says. But
if it's less, if it's talking an exorbitant amount, also listen. I'm sorry.
But there's a reason why he used.
But it has to be within reason.
But do you know why he says Mem and Nun?
Yeah, because the usual amount that's brought down for it is Daled and Hay, 10 times.
They give a better teres. Because Mem and Nun is 10 times the amount.
Yeah. So Mem is the regular amount is Daled and Hay.
Yeah, and then the Misper 10 is significant. But then doch Hasidic Eden. 10 is Tzvirus or Elemus,
Yeah.
Okay, so then he says, Im lo yisocher alehem acherim behifsid al yedei zeh, lamed zayin, v'yesh emim chula, kloimer de yesh emim chelkim kushkos besomuch, he tells you clearly that he argues. The Ramah argues.
Right, because why? Because it's v'yesh emrim, and not yet emrim.
Yesh beloi vav.
Yeah.
Ve'ulai tol soiferu.
Right, the loy, not like
yesh emrim. Much because of something. Anyway, it's a chad mishkan nafka.
Yeah.
He's like this. Oib steht mit der Vav, ve'yesh emrim. Yeah.
Then it's arguing.
He arguing.
If it's yesh emrim, he's clarifying.
Clarifying. He said maybe it's a tos soifer. It's a machnish choice. Was soll nicht sein? Ein halacha kamei.
Right. Bottom line, it's right. Bottom line is halacha is not like this yesh emrim.
You answered our questions. Okay.
Yeah.
Lamed zayin. Ve'yesh emrim kloim.
Not only that, we couldn't remember the klal. Here he told us. He reminded us the klal.
No, but
by the way, this is what when it says when you sit and learn a shach, the
Yeah.
shach comes down and teaches you. It's mamish azay.
I believe he did. I believe he did.
Right? We were trying to remember what's the klal for if
Let's
he
try and
agrees.
remember the
What's the klal?
klal now,
So he just
because
told us the klal is yesh emrim is he's clarifying, the yesh emrim is arguing.
and I want to tell you something. Lo istrachish milsa bechol yoma. It's Gemara Megillah with the mice with Rava, Shachtel, Reb Zeda, Shachtel Rava. We should try and remember this, that the vav with the vav without the vav,
Yeah.
It's a meredike Zach. Hainu davke keshetofas klium nosen besomcho daitom tvei. ולכך יוכל לתפוס אפילו יוסף מכדי סחורן מה שכיום לפי הדין.
Right, according to this yesh emrim.
אבל שור דבורים אינו סוחר עליהם, עד מם בנון, אלא עד כדי סחורן.
Right, like if he didn't taifus alayhim, right? If he doesn't, if we said only if we said over here is only if you have the stuff. You can't be only if you have the stuff. You can if you don't have the stuff, you can only be meitzim mekisei at kefil.
So besomcho daitom tvei. What does that mean?
That it's more the intention is more that they're using it for this job, so it makes it meaning he's holding that it's more cut of ladavar.
Ik heb gehad een ander pshat nog eenmaal. Kennst mir, if I'm holding your stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I want to take whatever it needs, you're vulnerable.
Yeah.
You're vulnerable. So since you're vulnerable, the din says, and you're a crook, and you're vulnerable, I'll take what it needs. Realistically speaking, for me to see out of your pocket more than is needed is a far-fetched cry. It's not realistic.
Right.
That's upset. Daitan Tvei means you're vulnerable, and therefore
right. Meaning it's also like when we accepted this deal moving forward, and we set our respective risk levels. The risk level was different if I have my kliumnus there or I don't have my kliumnus there.
Of course,
and essentially we implied that we agreed to this risk level of me having this much.
I understand this very, very well. I understand the logic. This is psychology, pure psychology. The Chachomim paskund according to the how do you say, the vulnerability of the person.
Yeah.
בעצם הדין wird gedacht באמס אויסצין von dein Keschner אפילו שלא ברשוסן.
Yeah.
But knows then was what? So why not? It's not practical. It's not ain't happening. You're in America. They say ain't happening.
Right.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go to your house and I'm gonna take. I'm gonna help myself to the goods. Right. It's not happening.
Right.
It's not practical. But if I have your stuff by me,
right now it's b'shusi.
In English, it says, I will exercise to the fullest extent of the law. This is the fullest extent of the law is as much as needed. Look what he says over here.
But why dafki kli melacha? What if you have other stuff by me?
Eichet. Jede Sache, was ich bei sich.
No, but this is according to this yesh emrim is not like that. There's only kli umnus. This is the maram.
That's a separate machloikes. That's a separate machloikes. He said, make it a din.
No, so that's what, but he's talking about the yesh emrim now.
I know. You're right. He said, but kli umnus, two things have to happen. A, kli umnus. B, has to be by him.
Yeah, both have to be. But he's explaining why
clueless, and we haven't really gone in depth to find out why.
I think he's talking about clueless.
I agree. I agree. But even in clueless gufa, in clueless gufa, it has to be in the reshus of the balabais in order.
Fine, but that's also mammon has to be b'reshusei.
When, but
even mammon is also only if it's b'shusi.
This mandoma holds that mammon you can't help yourself out of.
Right, even if it's in your rishus, he holds.
Even if you can't.
Right, but
Mammon you're allowed to touch.
even not
Mammon,
this man the Omar, even not this man the Omar, when he says mammon,
Let's do
it's dafke that's tachas yodei. It's dafke.
Wendel,
This is all dafke tachas yodei.
es waren da zwei besondere Machleukesen da.
I don't think so. I think the part of tachas yodei or not tachas yodei, everybody's agreeing on here.
Yeah. But
That I mean to say, the only machleuk is kliumnus or not kliumnus.
Yeah, that I agree. Yeah. I meant to say that. But what I didn't mean to say, when I said there's two separate issues here.
Yeah, clearly.
So, in other words, so you're not allowed to. So you're not allowed to touch somebody else's property.
Right. So the Indian of tachas yodei is going to depend, according to everybody, it would seem, is going to depend on is it a davar avut she'eni mammon, or it's a davar avut that's mumming. A davar avut she'eni mammon only tachas yodei.
Yeah.
A davar avud that shall mumming, you can mamish take out from him. So that's going to be the nafkamina of in other words, by tachas yodei or not tachas yodei, it's going to depend on if it's a davar avud she'ein mammon or davar avud shel mammon. A davar avud she'ein mammon, you're only going to be able to take what's tachas yodei. A davar avud of mammon.
Yeah, but you know something.
So
but okay, I hear what you're saying, but I have a question, because why would you be allowed to help yourself to the fullest extent of the law? He says over here.
Yeah.
By a case of in a moment. Or what does it mean?
No, he's not. In other words, he's no. He's saying
look at the words.
But with a cap. Only kliumnus.
So what's meant Yesem Mekdei Schoren? How are you going to reconcile that word?
Means more than the kefil. Ad 40 zuz. But only kli melachton.
But he doesn't say that. Oh, this is machloek. It's look at that.
That's his that's this whole Yeshemrim. He's the Maram. So he could.
Everyone's not gonna say. Everyone's not gonna say.
I think the explanation, and I don't understand what he means by this, is why only kliumnus is because of his samcham daitam tfei.
I told you, because it's
more connected to the thing. He knows when he's doing the job. You bring your claim malach.
Let me tell you something.
There's a possibility it'll be
tough. You should be able to take. You should be allowed to take mashachayovim lefi hadin by all cases.
Right.
But as painful as it is for the poyalim to have their equipment touched, they have to resign themselves to that. That's what's happening, because they're vulnerable. It's in the hands of the thing. It's in the hands of the balabos.
Right.
You understand?
But it can't just be that it's in his hands, because if it were not claim malacha and it's in his hands, he can't take it. It's only claim malacha that's in his hands he could take.
Du fragst mich das über noch einmal, weil du weißt nicht das Sibber für was.
Meaning why dafke kli malach, if that's the case? Why shouldn't he be able to, according to the Maram? So then why shouldn't he be able to take anything?
We never looked it up. We never looked up.
So he's saying,
why.
He said his answer is with some chadaitam tvei.
No, that's because that's
what. Well, that's what he's
why
answering.
can he? No. He's saying why it's in his reshus he's allowed to take it, as opposed to if the kliumnus is in the.
Then why? But look at his dibra maskil. The dibra maskil is hainu dafke shetofas kliumnosan.
So
that's what he's trying. So that's what he's trying to explain here. Right? Aval she'ar dvarim, not kli malachton, ein seicher aleim ad mem v'nun. Elad k'dei schoron. It's going to be just, you can only take from that the kefil. You can't take from that
So you're
more than kefil.
saying not because some that says. So you want to know what some kind of that
Yeah, because that's the key. The Samcha Daitam Tfei is his reasoning why the Maharam holds that
let's see
Dafke should toss a Fliyum
let
Nosam and not Sha'ar Dvarim.
let's go more into the Shach and see what he says. Okay,
If he explains it better, maybe.
maybe he explains a little more. יוכל לתפוס עד כדי לא עד כדי סחולן, אפילו דובר אחר יוכל לתפוס עד כדי סחולן. או בעם אפילו דובר אחר יוכל לתפוס. Look at this, like what you said.
Yeah, by the way, the parentheses is a Tov Seifrim.
Which one?
When he says, Vafilu Dover Acher Yochel Litfeis Ad Kedei Schoron,
אבל בעם אפילו דובר אחר יוכל לתפוס.
yeah,
Oh yeah? אפילו
yeah, if you look in the Nesivis.
So then, but okay, that's
Nesivis Sivkot in
אבל
Yud.
בעם אפילו דובר אחר יוכל לתפוס. What's okay?
Right, so he says that that's what do you call it?
Where is this? Where in the deceivers?
In Yud Gimel. Meaning he's saying it should be like by the parentheses, right? No, sorry, not the round ones. The brackets, the square ones are Tos Seifrim.
Well, the round one also says that you're allowed to.
So what he's saying is, Lo yochel litfos afilu yesim b'kdei schar ma shechayav no fiyadin.
Oh, בעלמא
Abel
אפילו
she'or
דובר אחר
dvarim
יוכל
ein seich
לתפוס.
aleim ad mem v'nun elo k'dei scharon. V'afilu
דובר
dover
אחר
acher yochel
יוכל
litfos ad
לתפוס.
k'dei scharon. Right? So the kefil he could be teifus from anything. Right? He's saying according to the Maram, the kefil you could be teifus from anything, but the mem v'nun.
Is that the issue of the Shulchan leim adar boim uchamishim?
That's only kli malachton.
Yeah, but the kefil is allowed to, right?
Kefil you can take from anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
And why?
Why? Because with some chadaitim tfei. That's why.
That's it.
That's why I want to understand it.
I think it's tied up with the fact that it's in his hands.
But okay, but what? So but then what if? But according to the other svara, also if it's in your hands, you can take anything, and not if it's not in your hands. The only nafkamina between what everybody says and his yesh emrim is going to be if it's only going to be kli malacha or other stuff. Everybody's going to agree that it has to be in your hands, and if it's not in your hands, you can't be teifus.
Right.
Unless it's ad k'dei scharon. Ad k'dei scharon, you can be teifus. According to everybody.
Okay.
So the reasoning is giving is with samcha daitam tfei. His mind is closer to it. Is maybe because the kli malach, it's more of an expected thing he's going to take, whereas your other stuff it's not an expected thing he's going to take. The kli malacha, you're doing work in his house, and now you left him hanging. You should be expecting he's going to try to be teifus your kli malacha.
Well, that's very similar to what I was trying to say because it's in the other guy's hands.
But I don't think it's so much it has to do just with the other guy's hand. It's not. It's in the other guy's hands, and because it's the kli malacha that's associated with the work you're doing, that's what he's going to grab.
Yes, I agree with you. Yeah, this is
so it's almost like in a way you a little bit pre-agreed to it. You a little bit pre-agreed to putting your stuff your kli malacha at risk more so than other stuff. With other stuff, you wouldn't be masking at all. With your kli malacha, there's a little bit more like almost like you agreed to it in advance. Something that is a.
Gerecht. Lass mich gehen weiter, ja?
Yeah.
I like that. Very nice shot, yeah. ובספר הגודל זה זו דף ק"ח עמוד א' הבן מרם יוכרית וזה פועל כל דובר. וישם הם היש מדקדקים במרדכי ועל כן הניח דברי הרב בצורך עיון דרעיל סימן עמוד ב' ודוק כלל. Okay.
So he's saying that according to Agudas Ezev, it's possible even the Maram doesn't hold this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
ודווקא בדובר העבוד שאינו מאמין. Is this ours? No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Da בדובר עבוד שאין מאמין כגוין מלמד או כדומה לזה, אבל דובר העבוד של מאמין צורך לשם כל הזיקוי.
Right.
Okay.
So all that we're talking about that he can be typhus only when it's tachas yodei.
Yeah.
That's only by David She'enim Mamin.
So he's gonna
David Shel Mamin. It doesn't even have to be tachas yodei. And this, according to everybody, and according to this Yesh Emnim, that it can only be Klei Malachte. No, he holds everything in the case of it when it's Mamin. And so everybody's going to agree when in a case of that of a David of which shall Mamin, it doesn't have to be not Tachas Yodei, it doesn't have to be not Kli Malacha. He can be Typhus, whatever is needed, Mamish, to in order to
full scale war.
Called Mezeki.
Full scale war.
Yeah.
ודווקא בדובר, ודווקא דובר שאין מאמין דוקטור שח, נראה שהרב מחלק שהנימוקי יסף מיידי בדובר עובד שאין מאמין וכן מה שבדרכי משה, אבל באמס בנימוקי יסף מש ואפילו הפסלוי היפתו מאמין אינו חי ושם כל הזיקו וכן מדבר רמב"ן ובמקומו גם נראה דלוי פליגי. רמב"ן ונימוקי יסף מיידי שהיו מצלי לזכור את כל אלו שהמתין וכן לא ישמו מה שהפסיד
Right. In other words, he was partially at fault then. So why should they pay call the zakeh? It's you were negligent just because take it's we're leaving in David Ovid doesn't mean you can just be negligent and throw the whole thing on us. Like we said, it's all this stuff is within reason. He has to have done his due diligence as well, the balabas. So really, when they're saying that no, they don't have to be Mishalim Kol Hazeke. They're talking about in the case that the Balabos Himtin, he waited. He waited, and that's why it got spoiled. But really, if he would have tried, he could have found people to finish it.
The last Shach Mem it opened Shara Shamayim for me. I was troubled with this. But David Oved Shein Momen, yeah? Kloimer, Sheha'inyan Oved, aber Komoke Mein Lo Yefsed Momen.
Right, like you said with the Talmud. The Talmud, it's a David Oved, but you can't put a monetary amount on it.
Hasoicher es apel lehovi loy chalilin uparperin lekala veloy hevi loy ve'achshav ein tzorech lechalilin uparperin v'chen melamed she'einin ovod ve'ein hefsed moment. It's talking about over here in a case where the melamed quit.
Yeah. So what was the problem? The problem was that he's heilig at the Talmud. He's heilig ubatel. Okay, but that even though there's money involved in the thing, but the etzem davar avud is not a thing of money.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to start splitting spins, but if the Rebbe doesn't get paid, it's davar avud for him. You know.
It doesn't make a difference. It's not, and not only that. If the guy now has to now try to find somebody he can't find. Okay, but the bottom line is, what I lost you is the student's time.
Right.
I didn't. The etzem davara avud was not a monetary thing. It could be it's going to cost me.
Yeah.
But the etzem thing that was lost was not a monetary loss.
Very good. Okay. Agroisa Yashakoya, thank you so much.
One second. Oh no, that's already okay. Fine. Yeah, we're fine.
We're up to date. Zion, no?
We're Zion. We're up to Zion. Yeah. Beautiful.
Nish kosher. Baruch Hashem. Ganz gut.
Yeah, perfect.
Thank you very, very much. Bo Shabbos, Bo Menucha.
Amen. Zoltak gever menuch l'chayilomim.
Amen, amen.
Thank you again.
Thanks,
Thank you
Avi.
very much, Rabbi.
Yeah, thank you,
Shkoyach.
everybody.